odogwu Chike otiti Chukwu nyelu ndị Igbo asị m gị gaba n'iru n'onwere ife ba ga-eme ọchọ nke a na-enwe ilo ma chacha ọchọ nke a na-enwe ilo okwu nna m gwara omugbuo ọ sị na ọchọ nke a na-enwe ilo ịma na nwata chọba nke ya akpọbụ ya ajọ mmadụ mana nke nwa ka nwa na-achọ Chukwu okike bụ ị na-asụ Chukwu okike so ga-eje na onwere ife ndị ya ga-eme ebe ba na-ebutere gị na Operation Vital Dancing na onwere ife ọzọ ba ga-eme maka na ọchọ nke ada enwe ilo ụmụ Igbo ka ịchọ n'oge anyị ọ sị na ya marọ emesịa aka na ị ga-amarịli emesịa aka na ị ga-aghọta ndị ọcha achasị bute ọcha ha achasị bute nke dị ụlọ na Igbo erike ndị ji maka ifi ego wele kwụsị ụmụnne ba unu godu ma na-agwa ụmụ Igbo ka ịchọ ọnụ ka anyị ka ịchọ n'oke anyị ụmụ Igbo ka ịchọ n'oke anyị ka ịchọba n'oke anyị ụmụ Igbo ka ịchọba n'oke anyị onye jizi na nwanne ya je politiks ka ịchọ n'oke anyị onye jizi na nwanne ya jalụ mgbele ka ịchọ n'oke anyị na-alụgo ka ịchọ n'oke anyị ka ịchọ n'oke anyị nke mụ bụ nke mụ nke anyị bụ nke anyị
How old are you?
I'm 10 years.
10 years old. You know why BIAFRA is fighting?
BIAFRA is fighting for survival.
Is it going to win?
Yes.
BMI.
We are the children of the Most High. We shall we overcome. Freedom is all we asking for. We are more than conquerors. God is watching over us. Our freedom's there to stay.
Man, but I was to be killed also, and I just managed to escape. And a few of the officers escaped, but very many were killed.
That's how we be going. And no matter what the people do, we'll be going on.
God bless Biafra across the shores of Africa. The sun is rising, only Biafra can save Africa from tyranny and injustice like Azagban and aftermath. Over 3.5 million children were being massacred in cold blood in the zoo. All wicked animals with monkeys and baboons, vultures and hyenas, different in everything like culture and ideas. We must keep the legacies left behind by our pioneers. The cloud is God, the rain is gone, behind every downfall. One family, we are children of the rising sun, fighting for survival in the land of our ancestors. Africa must be free from the hands of our oppressors. The struggle is a glory, we are telling our story, getting shot by the police of Alumni hegemony. The Biafra is a spirit, she has put the world on notice. The United Nature mostly, and this we never notice. We must fight to the finish till our enemies diminish. Go back to your roots as it was in the beginning, and we stand by the truth and let the share from the beginning.
We are the children of the Most High. We shall we overcome. Freedom is all we asking for. We are more than conquerors. God is watching over here to stay. No matter what the enemies, we shall overcome. No matter what the people say, Biafra will be going. No matter what the people do, we'll be going home.
We don't care who you are, as long as you put money first before the freedom of your people. As long as you put the needs of the stomach before that of the restoration of your honor as a nation, we don't have any business with you. Never. People sometimes think we can waver, considering the amount of pressure. Why are you not in good terms with this group? Or that because you people are bad. Very, very bad, and we can prove it to you. How bad you are. We've tested all of them. Only very few, handful of them. And those are the people we are working with. They will not fail their country. They will work with us. They will ensure that our cenotaph is safe. Our brief to them is simple. If anybody comes here, I want to see the dead body. I want to see the dead body of anybody or group of persons coming close to our cenotaph. Because most of our soldiers died in the battlefield. They were not buried. Most of them perished. The children fell from their mother's arms and died. Some people were walking, they couldn't walk anymore. Where they slumped to the ground was where they died, and the rest of the family continued walking or running to safety. Children were killed, their skulls smashed open because their cries threatened to give away their position. They don't have any graves, all of them. Do you know where their grave is? It is at our cenotaph. Therefore, that place is the holiest piece of land we have anywhere in the world. If you have not formed the pilgrimage to our cenotaph, you are not a Biafran. You have not begun. Everything we are doing has spiritual symbolism attached to it. Everything that we do. That is why we must maintain a balance between the spiritual and the temporal. That is why we must march forward proclaiming the truth. If you are a truthful person, we shall work with you. If you are somebody having designs on money, how much you can get to bring your corruption into what we are doing so we fail, you are mistaken. If you have come here trying to bring aspects of union meeting into Biafra, in other words, after 2 weeks you start looking for leadership or you want to be leader, you don't belong here. You will be removed, because here you serve under every principal officer appointed to serve their country. Yesterday I announced it here, a complete and total restructure of what we are doing. We now have the Elders Advisory Council, the Directorate of State, the Army Council. I have a Chief of Staff reporting to me direct. And then you have my office. One chain of command, not two. One, only one, from where every instruction.
Yeah, Mazi Solomon, good morning. Good morning from here.
Yes, Mazi Pat. Good evening from my end. It's just 27 minutes past 9 p.m. here at my end, Sydney, Australia. I said good afternoon, good morning, good evening, and good night. Depends on your time zone. We greet Biafran all over the world, lovers of freedoms, haters of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and lovers of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You are welcome at this moment. We welcome you into the conversation this evening at my end. We must continue to educate our people. We must continue to reason here. We must continue to speak. We must continue to do our activities as it concerns the restoration of Biafra. We will not stop as long as the Elohim, Chukwukabiama, give us life. We will continue to talk about Biafra. We continue to congregate. We will continue to talk. We continue to speak. We will continue to explain. We will continue to pass the word. We will continue to lobby. And this is what we have come to do. And this is what we are doing. So if you are joining us this very evening, you are welcome. And I will beg you, please share this very program. Every little contribution count. Every little contribution count. Ndị Igbo si na pom ka mmiri ji atụju ite. Any little contribution count. So please share the programs, share the program, motivate brothers, sisters, all across your friends, your friend list. Please motivate them to come here at this very moment and listen to what is going to happen in this very platform this very evening. So we are here to march forward. We are not relenting. We are not relenting. We are not handing over this this struggle. We are not handing it over to saboteurs. And we are not ready to hand it over to people who cannot get us Biafra. We are here to do it by ourselves. So we are here to tell our story. So please do us favor to share these very programs. I want the number in this very program, the number of the view in this very program to go up in such a way that it has not been before. Because what we'll be saying here this night is very, very important. We need to echo it again and again and again and again so that people will begin to understand. So you will begin to understand and begin to know when people are not walking in the direction, in the right direction. So you can call them in order, because the responsibility for restoration of Biafra is on the shoulder of every one of us. Is on the shoulder of every one of us. There is nobody to do this job for us. We are the one that we do this job by ourselves. And for you to do the job well, it must be for a better understanding that you have. If you don't have a better understanding, you cannot do this very job. And that is why it's very important that you listen to what what we'll be discussing this night. It's very, very important. Thank you, Mazi Patrick. Thank you for making me part of this program. And yes, thank you so much.
Thank you, Mazi Solomon. Thank you for being here. Anytime we call on you, you're always here. Thank you very much. I want to urge our people to share this program, tag your friends, make it go around. And we might definitely be opening the line for people who might like to call in. And for those who also want to participate, if you, I think we have to give few persons possibility to come. If you have something tangible to share with us on this live stream, I'll be sharing the link. Mazi, today we're talking about the strategies, IPOB strategy and mission. And we've talked about this thing this past week, but we decided to continue on this discussion because our people need to understand the difference between strategy and mission. And you told me you had the voice very clearly that told you that we need to discuss more on the strategy and mission of IPOB so that our people will have a better understanding. Because these days we see people who are coming out to say, "Oh, we are leaving IPOB because we do not believe in violence. We are pulling out of IPOB because Mazi Nnamdi cannot have taken up arms." Mazi, but these are people who were in IPOB, even when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu went to America to negotiate for the same arms, they were calling him his supreme leader. They were calling him a supreme leader, even when he went to America before everybody's eye to negotiate for arms for self-defense. Mazi, can you please throw more light on the hypocrisy behind the whole setup?
Yes, thank you so much, Mazipat. I think what our problem is lack of understanding and ignorance are actually what is eating up some people, some of our people. for real. And that's why we have to echo this. I heard the voice very clearly as I told you that we need to go ahead and continue to speak to our people what our mission is and strategies that have been used and why those strategies was used, so that the deceivers will not find their way in the fold. They will not find their ways among our people, so that we can keep them stranded, the deceivers and the saboteurs, so we can keep them stranded. The Lord said, go ahead, continue to educate your people. That is the only weapon you can use against the saboteurs, against the saboteurs. And they keep saying the truth, and that is the weapon you will use against the enemy of your people. And that is why we are here. Now, last time we said mission. I believe so many of us went to school, but it's not every one of us that is educated. That is just the simple truth. And so many people who went to school that are educated, is not all of them that has common sense. So it's very important that you know that you went to school did not mean that you are perfect in reasoning, or does not mean that your reasoning is strong enough to comprehend some certain things which is beyond you. So that's why we are here. And what we are here to tell you this night is that our mission is very, very clear. Our mission is very, very clear. Our mission is to restore Biafra. The mission for the present agitation under the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is to restore Biafra. That you have to keep at the back of your mind, that our mission is to restore Biafra. And why are we talking about Biafra? Talking about Biafra is all about human rights. For people who are running around today say that they are human rights radio or that. So the reason we are talking about Biafra today is all about human right. Human right is what Biafra stands for. Human right is nothing less than human right, that people who has been treated less than human are now demanding to be free. It is the same way it was in America during the era of slavery. The same way that people are being relegated to the point of not being considered as human. Then some group of people rose up and they fought it. They fought it to steal until it is overturned today. It's the same way when you hear Biafra. Biafra is all about human right. All about human right. We talk of Biafra is like stop killing human being. Talk of Biafra is that human being, people have the right for their economic economic freedom. People have right for their political freedom. That is what Biafra is all about. People have right for protections of life and the property. Biafra is not people. Biafra is not about people dancing, about people claiming to be proud or claiming to show that they exist. Biafra is all about human right. Human right. Biafra is the security of life and the property, to save life and to save humanity. So whenever you hear Biafra, it's not war. Whenever you hear Biafra, it is not terror. Whatever you hear Biafra, it is not what people witnessed in 1967 to 1970, the death of their brother, the death of their sister. Now, to protect and to prevail the death of mother, the death of sister, the death of brother is why we are talking about Biafra. Biafra is human right. Biafra is human right. Biafra is to save humanity. Biafra is to save a race. So that is what Biafra stands for. So whenever you hear Biafra, you will know that we are talking about human rights. Human rights, purely 100% human right. So we want human to be free. We want humans who are being trapped in a particular place to be free, and they obtained human rights and they live as a human, and that is what Biafra is all about. So Biafra is about life. Biafra is about the protection of life and property. So we wanted to educate people tonight. Please share this very program, because our people need to understand. They need to understand why we are asking for Biafra. We are asking for Biafra to save humanity. We are asking for Biafra to make sure that human rights are obtained. We are asking for Biafra to make sure that people rights are being obtained. That is what Biafras mean. And that is what Biafra mean to us. Human right, freedom in every economic freedom and the political freedom of people. And that is human right. That is what Biafra stand for. And I want you to know it today, so that when I said our mission is to restore Biafra, so you will know exactly what is all about. Why do we choose our mission as a restoration of Biafra? Is because human beings need, the right of human beings need to be restored. The right of individuals need to be restored. That is exactly why we are asking for Biafra. Our mission is Biafra. Our mission is Biafra. Now, so many of you who does not know what mission is all about. Now, mission simply means your target. Your target. What you want to achieve. What you wanted to achieve. What is your target? That is a mission. What is being used like what you are, the job that you are given to do, the job that you are given to achieve, or the job that you are given to do is your mission. The job that you are given to do is your mission. Now your target is your mission. Your objective is your mission. And the Biafra is our mission. From the voice of our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you heard it clearly that we are here to restore Biafra. And that is our mission. Now, when you have a mission, you need to adopt strategies in order to achieve your mission. Now, what is the strategy? Strategy is the detail of the procedure in which you wanted to achieve your objective, which is your mission. That is strategy. A laid down plans that you are putting in place to achieve your target. So that is exactly what we call strategies. That a work can never do itself. Somebody need to plan about that work. You need to make sure that you lay down plan that will help you to achieve your missions. So, and we are discussing here already, we have already understood what our mission is. Our mission is to restore Biafra as a country in order to exercise human rights, to restore human dignity, to restore human rights that has been abused by contractions that was put together by the British. There is a lot of human right abuse in Nigeria since the creation of Nigeria up to date. A lot of human right abuse. And this is what Biafra, we want to restore Biafra to address. To address human rights abuses that is going on in Nigeria right now. So, and also a lot of insecurities, killing of human beings, which they are denying human beings the right to live and the right to exist. So these are all abuses. And also economic right of the people that are being denied. These are all humans abuse. Humans abuse remains that in the country where people live and there is no security of their lives and their properties is human abuse, is human right abuse. In a country where you live, there is no electricity, the normal amenity of life, the government cannot provide it to their subject, is human right abuse. Is human right abuse. Where people we took the oath of office in a promise to keep the law, in a promise to keep the law, and they will be violating the law, or by violating the law against the citizens, then these are human right abuse. And this is what the country we are agitating for is coming to address. This is what Biafra is coming to address the human rights, to set the indigenous people free who were not involved in the constitutions that was being upheld in their name. These are human right abuse. People not being involved in constitutions that are being upheld in their name, but they are not involved. They are not consulted before that constitution was made. These are human right abused. So therefore, this is what Biafrans are coming to address. So Biafran is our mission, but we need strategy. So we are going to discuss one strategy per time. And we are going to reason on those strategies. And you are going to call in here and also show us your understanding on what is happening, because that is the way we are here to dig deep. We are here to dig deep. There is one strategy that has been very, very important in my heart, but I want to mention the strategies one after the other. Then later in this program, we are going to go towards every strategies, and we keep this program on because we are going to look into every strategies that have been put in place. Remember, our mission is to restore Biafra. Our mission is to restore Biafra. Now, let's zoom in. For instance, I want to mention number one strategies that have been applied in the course to restore Biafra. Now, number one, radio station. Radio station. Now, I want you to comment to me here. Radio Biafra was set up by Mazin Nnamdi Kanu as a means to mobilize Biafra all over the world. Now, I want you to respond to me. Call in and come into this program if you want. Tell us, how successful has Radio Biafra been? That is a strategy. Remember, Biafran is our mission, but we need strategy, a laid down plan on how we can achieve Biafra. And Radio Biafra, setting up Radio Biafra, transmitting from London to reach out Biafran all over the world. Now, including the attachment of media, the attachment of so many social media to Radio Biafra in order to reach out to people. Has it been a success? Has they succeeded? Was the Radio Biafra able to push down the mission, to push the mission forward, our mission forward? Has Radio Biafra been able to do it? Now, please call in into this very program, share your own view as regard to what you think that Radio Biafra has achieved. Now we need to talk again about another strategy. Another strategy. Now another strategy was laid down is making sure that the putting up of IPOB family in every country of the world. Is that a good strategy? Does that strategy advance our mission? What do you think that that strategy has achieved? What do you think that that strategy has achieved? One, I said the Radio Biafra, putting down Radio Biafra to be able to get Biafrans, lovers of freedoms all over the world, and also bringing awareness to the world, bringing notice to the world. And this is what Radio Biafra was used to do. Is that a success? Please call into this program and share your view. I said again, putting the family of IPOB all over the world. That system of trying to create the family of IPOB, the meeting of IPOB all over the world, and being governed by the principal officer. Has it been successful? Has it yield fruit? Has it yield fruit? Please, you need to call into this very program if you wish to share your own view. Is that a setback to the mission, or is it a success recorded? Because so many people, they are coming up to count down on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that he is not doing anything. He has not done anything. Now we want to now discuss on the strategies that we have seen, because I told you that so many things, we are going to write a lot of things about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the movement of IPOB. But we will tell our story at the end of this very journey. What you will hear will marvel you, because IPOB is going to be a kind of study that will be taken all over the world, in all the literatures in the world. When they want to discuss politics, the journey of IPOB will be studied and discussed all over the world when we finally arrived. Because some of us who are part of this very journey, it doesn't know what they are achieving. They don't know the history that they are creating. That so many things people are studying as a political science today is the journey of individuals. Is a journey of individual into making changes, into causing changes. So today is now a case studies in the school and in the high institution, that if people don't pass it, they will not be graduated. So now we are talking, because what the movement you are seeing today, Nnamdi Kanu, is going to be a study that the whole world will be studying in time to come, after we have restored Biafra. The world are going to include it as part of the study that they have to be studying in their university. I'm telling you truth. Mark my word today. And as I said it, in time to come, even if I'm not here, you will recall what I said today, that somebody said it, and eventually that is what is happening now. So in saying that, we must understand that every strategies that we have put in place, we need now to review them. We need to talk about those strategies, and we need to see how successful have that strategies been. How successful has that strategy been? I had somebody comment one time and say, Nnamdi Kanu strategies are not working. Who is calling us and who is coming in? Before I go further, Radio Biafra, was that strategy good enough to the mission of Biafran restoration? Has that strategy? Mazipat, can you say Radio Biafra changed my life, and I thank God for giving us Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. IPOB, we are the next Bible to study, and that is real. That is real. So, Mazi Pat, what other positive comment that is out there about the
Yeah,
Radio
Pastor
Biafra?
Solomon, obviously, I will see series of comments, but meanwhile, we are waiting for people to call in. The number is on the screen, the number is open for calls. For those of you who want to call in and make your contribution, and I'll also be making the link available for anybody who is interested in joining us live here. We want to give that possibility for people to actually be part of this program full time.
Somebody
So, Master
says,
Solomon, yes.
somebody says, I heard somebody says that Nnamdi Kanu, our leader's strategy is not working. So we want to start because we are going to
Yeah,
surprise people.
yeah,
We are
Master
going to
Solomon,
surprise people in this very
we've seen,
program.
we've seen, we've seen Mazi Nnamdi Kanu put up a lot of strategies, a lot of strategies, and
Mazi, we want to take them one after the other. Make sure
yes,
you don't run
and
speed.
there is no doubt that naturally, when you have a lot of options, not all your options or strategies are going to be successful. So you have to be specific in which direction, which of the strategy have failed. So if you feel that any of the IPOB, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu strategy have failed, you are free to comment or call in and tell us which one have not succeeded. Mazi, I don't know if I'm making sense in that direction.
That is exactly what we are here to discuss. And we are encouraging you to invite your friends, those people who felt that strategies has not been working, strategies has not been that the Mazin and the Kano strategies has put them in mess and all that and that. And some people say that Mazin and the Kano strategies is putting Igbo lands into danger, and Biafran at general. So we want to start from Radio Biafra. Radio Biafra. Even if you are hater of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, we want you to comment here because we actually want to educate people. So if any of the strategies fail, we are going to discuss that strategies, and whatever things that you see as failure in that very strategies, we are going to discuss it. Radio Biafra number one, installing IPOP families all over the world. Is it a success or is it a failure? Is it a push to our mission? Is it a push forward to our mission or push backward to our mission? Because I heard some people saying that closing down the IPOP families in London will not save you. That
In the
all
UK,
your in UK, that all your strategies has always been that you are not succeeding in your strategies. So now, because it's very important, it's very important that if you are following somebody and that very person that you are following, you were not able to record success in everything that you do with that very person, then there will be every need for you to stand and now reverse and review to ensure yourself if you are on a right direction or in a wrong direction. A sị na agadi nwaanyị ada nda ada na abụ ọ gụọ ihe o bu n'okpo ọnụ. That is the way Igbo people put it. Agadi nwaanyị ada nda ada na abụ ọ gụọ ihe o bu n'okpo ọnụ. So Radio Biafra, was it a push to the our mission, which is the restoration of Biafra? Is it a push forward or a push backward? Now, installing the families of IPOP all over the world, is it a push forward or a push backward? You need to comment. Has the installing the families of IPOP in the country, in the city where you live, is that a blessing? Is that a success or a failure? Is that a success or a failure? Now I must read out some comments here. Anybody who do not go to University of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in Radio Biafra is still in darkness. Thank you, brother. And another person said, good morning, all Biafran, happy weekend. Okay, thank you for the weekend. Another person was saying that Radio Biafra has taught me a lot of history I have not known before. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is intelligent and he is brave man. All hail Biafra. And the Biafra mostly Nnamdi Kanu. I cannot listen to any other things apart from Nnamdi Kanu. His word makes sense. Thank you, bro. Another person said, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has opened Nigerian youth their eyes. Yes. More comment. We are talking. Where are the Biafrans? We must be here to promote. If Radio Biafra has done wrong, which is one of the strategy that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu introduced. Speak up here, because we want to get your attentions. We want to engage. We are not here to shout to cram down on anyone, to abuse anyone. We are here to face reality. We are here to tell people truth. We are here to engage. Thank you. Mazipat, go on.
Hello, caller. Welcome to the program.
Hello, my brothers. Welcome.
Go ahead and make a contribution.
All hail Biafra.
All hail Biafra.
Yeah. My name is Onyega. I'm calling you from Abacha, Biafra land.
Go ahead.
All right. When you are talking about the history, tomorrow's history, we are already history. When we started, people did not recognize what we are doing. But now, I use myself as an example. I live somewhere at Isingu at Mpo. I was I was the only person preaching Biafra there, 2014. Many people are just laughing, making fun of what I'm doing. But today, almost everybody now is Biafra. The history is already there, not even after us. I'm witnessing the history right now. It's wonderful.
Beautiful.
Thank you for that comment.
One more thing I want to say.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, over the agriculture of 18, please. Here we are farmers. Please let us encourage people to understand the value of farming. Please, it's very, very necessary that we do it very urgent because the rainy season is already here, and this is the right time for that.
Beautiful. We are not talking about agriculture here. Always join our program on Fridays. We'll be talking about that coming Friday. So thank you very much for your contribution.
Thank you.
Yeah, so Mazi Solomon, we've seen a caller said that as of 2014, people were, I remember in 1999, one of us just said that Biafra is dead and buried. And today his opinion has changed. Thanks to the effort of our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And I don't want us to come to the conclusion. We are still in the course of this discussion of the strategies and mission, because it's very, very important we separate strategy from the mission, because this is where people are making a lot of mistakes or creating confusion. We should be able to separate the strategy from the mission, because it is only through the strategy that we can get to the mission. Without strategy, we never get to the mission. So Mazi, go ahead. We'll be reading out comments.
I need somebody to comment here. One of the strongest achievement that he thought that Radio Biafra has achieved. What can you comment here that Radio Biafra has achieved by the strategy of Radio Biafra has achieved in the advancement of our mission? I need somebody to call to tell us.
Drop a comment. You can also comment through the HPPS /double stroke streamyard.com /P49SRPQ. JW9. If you want to join us on this live program, copy this link and join us. The number is also there, +39381779665. WhatsApp number, only WhatsApp calls. Mazi Solomon, go ahead.
You know, some people are talking about our leader. We are not discussing our leader here. We are discussing his strategy. His strategy. We are not discussing the man as a topic or as a subject. We are discussing about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's strategy. Somebody said his strategy is not working for restoration of Biafra. So, and we are here to discuss all his strategies, which somebody said he has not been working, and we are here to discuss it. So now Radio Biafra is one of strategies from our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So we know that he is the director, the initiator of Radio Biafra. He brought it up as a strategy to advance the cause of our mission. So now we are talking about Radio Biafra as a strategy and the installing IPOP family all over the world. Is it something success? Is this something that records success or failure? So that is the things we want you to tell us. Tell us what Radio Biafra has achieved. One of the greatest experience you have with Radio Biafra. Can somebody speak up? Can somebody tell me one thing that was said in Radio Biafra that changed your life? That thing that just make sure that it is specific, that this is what you had in Radio Biafra, and since the day you had it from Radio Biafra, your life never remained the same. So can somebody comment? Can somebody call in? I believe I'm chatting here with the Biafrans. I believe our chat today, we are to show the world who we are. And why are you sleeping? Why are you not joining?
Somebody dropped a comment answering who said the greatest is bringing Odu and Biafra together.
Wow.
Yes, and Mazi, I can tell you that it took a very, very long time. At the beginning, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, in his strategy, was like being antagonistic to the attitude of Yorubas, especially the media, their attitude, especially the journalists, inability to face the reality, and he started calling them out. A lot of people saw it as insult. A lot of people saw it as trying to undermine the Yoruba race. But at the end of the day, we saw one of our Yoruba brothers who was part of this program, Mr. Demola, who said that at the beginning he felt Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was insulting the Yoruba, but with time he came to realize that it was a wake-up call, and I think that wake-up call actually
Mazi, I want you to stay with our people. So many people are commenting. You need to voice out their comment. What Radio Biafra has achieved.
We have Annette Chika said, Radio Biafra is an educational to use teaching us about our history, the past, and the present. I think Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have done a very great job in educating our people about the history, and have also used the history as a reference point to what the future is going to look like when it comes to the domination of the Fulanis and the agenda in the zoo called Nigeria. So, and these are the things we lack when you come to the new group that say they are opening human rights. They haven't been able to teach our people anything there. They are just there castigating and shouting, frustrated and angry with themselves and everybody. That is where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's strategy beats everybody, because he has been able to impact knowledge in our people. But when you look at even the Wazulike, who was a former leader, I cannot remember Wazulike, even with his law degree, have not even taught our people nothing. You cannot come out and say this is one thing you can hold that you learn from him. Mazi Solomon. Let's take
okay, Mazi Solomon.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
Mazi
just
Solomon
hold
is
on. I want
listening
to
to you.
yes, I
Mazi
want to take
Solomon is
another
listening
comment.
to you.
I want to take I want to take another comment from Frank Chimezirim. Chimezirim said Radio Biafra is really impacting us positively and has given us everyone boldness to speak the evil Nigerian, to speak against the evil Nigerian government. Yes, obviously, some of us lend our voice. We borrowed the voice from the Radio Biafra. We were energized. We were meant to wake up and start speaking out. And that boldness was impacted as a result of that strategy of Mazi Nnamdi coming out to use hard voice, to give people that energy to understand that there's nothing to fear about. We have a Binam Bin Dina. Radio Biafra taught the world the fraudulent foundation of Nigeria. Obviously, most of us didn't even know, because history was denied us. And even when we knew some of the fraudulent activities, the fraudulent foundation of Nigeria, we didn't add more importance to some of these ill activities, because most of the time, we do not appreciate, we would not be able to appreciate enough how the fraudulent Nigeria Foundation is affecting us today. It was through the strategy of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu who kept on hammering, who kept on reminding us that the fraudulent foundation of Nigeria is the reason we are in the mess we are today, without even we adding, giving it attention. Mazi, I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, actually, on my own end here, everything we are saying here makes sense. You don't need to ask that question, because if it doesn't make sense, the people we are talking to, they are going to respond to you that you are not making sense. We are not here to waste time. We are here to bring out the truth to the people. Now, do you know, on my own end, the greatest things that Radio Biafra has done at my own time, in my own age, is that Radio Biafra helped me to hear the voice of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Radio Biafra helped me to hear the voice of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And I believe that so many people who are sitting here, that it's through the Radio Biafra that you are able to hear the voice of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If you have not heard the voice of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, what do you think that you will be doing today? What do you think that the people will be doing today? And this is the success that Radio Biafra, the strategy of Radio Biafra, has brought on our way. And so many, I believe that people have so many things to tell about. I was even expecting in this very program that Biafrans Facebook has to know today, and the world supposed to know today, that there was a strategy of a man called Mazi Nnamdi Kanu by inventing Radio Biafra, in which all of us Biafran had his voice. So many things, people has been touched in different way, even those who are not Biafrans. Because when we are talking here, we are not actually talking for people who are only Biafrans. We are talking that UN today, that they are aware of Biafra, that they are being updated with Biafrans agitation today is through Radio Biafra. America, people in Australia, I mean non-indigens, I mean non-Biafrans, that they know that something is happening today as to regard to mission to restore Biafra is Radio Biafra. So that strategy has worked 100%. If you disagree with me, please call into this very program. So Kai Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will always say that so we want to give you evidence. So if you disagree, please write comment here that you disagreed. Then if you agree, continue to comment what Radio Biafra has achieved, because we want people who said that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's strategy has not been working, we want them to see what you are commenting today. We want to shame the devil. The Lord spoke to me clearly to my ear. I said, with the truth, as Mazin Nandekanu will always say, with the truth you will destroy your enemies. With truth, you will destroy your enemy. Why are they running today to open radio station? Why are they running to open radio station here and there today? Why? It's because of that strategy that Mazin Nandekanu uses. Because of that strategy of Mazin Nandekanu, that is why everybody is championing radio station today. Everybody is floating radio station. Na anakukwa na aka ebe a, anakukwa na aka ebe a, anakukwa na aka ebe a, anakukwa na aka ebe a. Kedin the IPOP? Where are the IPOP? Where are the Biafrans? Anakukwa na aka ebe a. Everybody today want to open radio station. Radio station is raining everywhere. Mazin Nandekanu choose he threw out radio station to advance the restoration project, to advance the mission of the restoration of Biafra.
Even those who disagree with him in his strategy are now using the same strategy to fight against him.
Why they are saying his strategy is not working? We are here today, Agabom Madike, and we have started it. We have bet it. I saw them and I said, bet me. Bet me. We are coming. When we are done with this, what we are going to be doing these days in this very program, everybody will be running to cover. All of them, they will be running to cover. Mazin Nandekanu radio continue commenting what Radio Biafra have achieved, and the strategy of stalling families of IPOP all over the world, what he has achieved. Where it has touched your life.
One other thing we also need to understand is opening radio is one thing, and also giving the right message. Because it is easy for anybody to open radio. It is easy for you to even set up the television station. But you can be in that radio station and end up sleeping without even giving out the message. Let's go ahead.
We are discussing about the strategy of Mazin Nandekanu because you need to know who your hero is. You need to know who your hero is. Now they are saying that Mazin Nandekanu is a person of interest. Yeah, we are coming. Now, before we reach there, tell us, continue to comment here, and they come to disagree with us here that what we are saying is not true. We just want to see one comment that disagreed, because so many people, they said, remember the story of Transformer. Remember the story of Transformer. Transmitter.
Yes.
Oh my God.
No, you are not the only one. You are not the only one that made that mistake. Even myself, too, sometimes I mistake it for transformer.
I'm talking of transmitter, not transformer.
Yes.
About transmitter. Remember the story of transmitter. Hey, no bulega, he carry our money. He bring transmitter. He doesn't bring transmitter. And they all are in line for the strategy of Radio Biafra. So let people tell us today, is that strategy working? Is that strategy a success? Is that strategy a backwardness or forwardness to our mission? Have that strategy worked for us? Have we advanced with that strategy? Now, Mazi, can I tell you something? That yes, most of these men today that are jumping up and down says Mazi Nandekanu strategy is not working. Do you know that nobody know these men except that strategy of Mazi Nandekanu of Radio Biafra? I have never in my entire life, I believe that so many of you who are here could equally live on this earth and die without knowing the name of those people, if not for Radio Biafra. That nobody would have known them or had their name anywhere if not for the strategy of Radio Biafra. If not for the strategy of Radio Biafra, nobody would have known them. Nobody would have known their name. Nobody. I mean, some people could have stayed on this earth and they passed away without hearing the name of these people. or without hearing the name of these monkeys that are jumping here and there. But the strategy of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has put them on the front page. People can now call their name. The world are now noticing their name. Hi, and the strategy of Radio Biafra has worked wonderful. But the strategy that I'm not seeing people commenting is the strategy of installing the families of IPOP all over the world. What does people have to say there? Hi, he said, oil there my head.
Mazi, yes. Why you fool your head now? You don't need to be told. But the truth is, Mazi, let me tell you. One thing that we have as a problem and as a people is that it is difficult for us to appreciate what we have. But we'll have to come to that later. That is a story for,
if you don't want to appreciate it, we will appreciate it for you.
Yes.
Man, it is time. Some of you who has been in this journey, contributing, suffering, sacrificing, nobody is praising you. Everybody that spring out is to castigate your effort. But today, we have choose to review your effort before the world, because they must watch this very program, whether they like it or not. They must watch this very program, and we are bringing to the notice of the world so that they can see when we call Nnamdi Kanu our savior, so that they will know, so that they will stop misinterpreting us, they will stop misunderstanding us when we say that Nnamdi Kanu is our savior. One of the strategy he has used is Radio Biafra, the inventing of Radio Biafra, and the installing IPOB family all over the world. Comment.
Mazi, it's very, very important that Mazi, I think you're yes. Mazi, so it is very, very important that when you talk about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu using the strategy of establishing a family, IPOB family all over the world, it is very, very important we take note that you needed to gather the people to be able to build resources. You cannot build resources without the effort of the people. We are talking about financial resources. We are talking about human resources. We are talking about, every resources available comes from every family unit. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu understood all these things, that it is going to take Biafrans all over the world to come together to be able to put their resources together to achieve our mission. Let's take this call. We have a caller. Hello, caller. Welcome to the program.
So after the call, I will come to make a comment regarding the families of IPOP installed.
Yes. Hello, caller. Welcome to the program, please. Welcome to
our team is winning.
Good morning, my brothers.
Yes.
Good morning, Mazi Pat. Good morning, Mazi Solo. Good night, where you are. I mean, like, say oil full your head. Oil full your head. Full Mazi Pat's head. This your program is supposed to be recorded and kept by the side, because if my brother, I say oil, the oil that is on our leader's head, they rubbed off on you, they rubbed off on Mazi Pat. You people are wonderful. Without Radio Biafra, some of us here in London, when our leader started, he went through hell. That man sacrificed everything to set up Radio Biafra, to set up the first radio station here. He was sleeping in his car, suffering. He couldn't eat. For months, he suffered to build it. He's a man with vision. And all those sacrifices he made so many years ago, now he's paid off. Without Radio Biafra, my brother, the black race, we are gone. We are gone. There wouldn't have been any hope.
Let somebody type it here. Without Radio Biafra, black race would have gone. Type it in this comment. They will read it.
He's been teaching us. The wisdom. even the things we've all learned from Radio Biafra, even if they're a public, you will still learn something. You will still learn something, things you cannot learn in the university. So, all over the whole world, the day all of us knew the type of leader we have is the day he launched ESN. 580 million viewers worldwide. I said worldwide. So, tell me in history, any leader, even an American president, any leader in the world, that when he speaking, 580 million people listen to him. It's not our leader. So
it was Barack Obama that came close.
They can't beat him.
Yes.
The reason why is because, like you rightly said, every indigenous black race, all scattered all over the world, in Haiti, in Brazil, in Australia, no matter wherever you are on earth, black race, it is our leader that bring the consciousness for black race to know whom they are, where they are.
Caller, listen to me. We must never take it away that there have been black revolutionists who have come before him. We must recognize that. But his strategy have made a difference. Go ahead and round it up.
Well, there are black, you are correct. Malcolm X, this and that. But what you have to understand is that their own strategy, what was their main objective? Their main objective was entirely on a different, maybe in America or somewhere in Africa, a particular country, but our leader is the only one, living or dead, that has brought the consciousness of black race. I say all over the world. I say all over the world. And they might have done something for black people in America, for Martin Luther King in America, for civil rights, for blacks in America to be integrated into the society, to have Bill of Rights, to vote, the right of citizenship. But then,
they didn't give black people the full freedom they desired.
Yeah, but then our leader, his strategy, affected every black person on earth. I said, the difference. I say every black race on earth, wherever we are scattered in the world, our leader, his preaching has touched every soul. As long as you open your ears, you listen to him, you are going to learn something. Black people on earth, wherever you are, you will know, okay, this is my origin. This is how I am. This is, what brought me to this place. So originally, I'm a black person. Where is my root? Now they can trace back their root, every black race on earth. But all the Martin Luther King them and in America, they were doing that in America for blacks in America to be integrated in the society, not the blacks worldwide. So our leader, his strategy, my brother, that's why some of us, when we say he's a savior, it's not that people will misunderstand it, thinking, we are worshiping him like a god. Well, he's a god also, because what he has done, no living human being, dead or alive, has ever been able to do that. Apart from our Biafran freedom, the strategy he used is out of this world. There is no place you can see it in a book or in any university. Professors, people in the universities, the best brain on earth, they cannot come and debate him. The best brain you have on earth today, white, black, yellow, green, Asian, there is no best brain on earth today that can come and debate our leader and win our leader in any debate. It's not possible.
Hello, caller, can you hear me? Caller, can you hear me? Because a lot of people.
With revelation from God, he unearthed, and all of us, we learned it. That's why now everybody has got a voice all over the world, speaking, black people here and there. But before, it wasn't that way. So his strategy is something I don't know who is going to write a book about our leader, because it's something that we need to be studying in universities. Our children are going to be studying it in universities. Even Radio Biafra. So many of us, we are graduates, we are learned, some are professors, but still, when our leader opens his mouth, you must learn. It's a must. You must learn something. You know?
Thank you, caller. Thank you very much for your contribution. Thank you very much. Thank you for your contribution. Thank you very much. Mazi Solomon, you've heard him clearly, and people are appreciating. Somebody is asking for the number to call in, but there is number on the screen. How can you be asking me for number to call in when there is number already on the screen? If you want to call in, the number is on the screen. +39 388 177 9665. Except you are blind and you cannot see. But I think that anybody that have eyes can see the number on the screen. And if you cannot see, I believe you can hear. So the number is +39 388 177 9665. Mazi Solomon, there is something he said that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have been able to pull the energy of black people all over the world. Because when we hear Mazi Nnamdi Kanu talk about the Fulanese, people seem to say, I've seen people say, he is dividing us. He wants to divide us. He wants to divide black people. He's sowing his seed of hatred. But at the end of the day, there are even some Fulanese who are even beginning to even learn from our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who are even supporting his mission. Because there are Fulanese who are also suffering, who are in bondage. Go ahead.
Yes, I want to talk about installing the families of IPOP all over the world. So Biafran, please, this program, there is purpose for this program. Stop, don't, please help. Make sure you are commenting everything that you can remember that Radio Biafra has achieved, the strategy of Radio Biafra have achieved. Continue writing, don't stop. They will watch this very program because we need to remind them. Very, very important. If you are joining now, the strategy, what do you think that the strategy of Radio Biafra has achieved? Write it down, comment, call, because they must watch this. Now, about installing the families of IPOP all over the world. Do you know that by today, whenever you hear people, they come to say something in the media, even the radio that they are throwing here and there now they will always say Biafran all over the world. They will say Biafran all over the world, because that strategy of storing the family of IPOB all over the world has made everybody to know that Biafran all over the world are listening over the gospel. They are listening the gospel of Biafra. So now when you see people, they come to say Biafran all over the world, you know that it is the achievement of the strategy of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to install the family of Biafran all over the world, and they have been watched all over the world. That's what brought about them when they come Biafran all over the world. What a great achievement. Now, the second achievement for installing the family of IPOP all over the world, to them today, they would have not believed that the world are listening to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They would have not believed. They would have not believed that the world are listening to us. Like as we are talking now, you will be very, very surprised to know the people who are hearing under their woman wrapper, under their bed. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will say that some of them, like when he's speaking, some of them will abandon their work. Abuja will be stand still until he finish. Abuja, when Mazi said, when he start, Abuja will be stand still. Some of them will go to toilet. Some of them will go under bed, because If not for installing the family of IPOP all over the world, they would have not believed that the gospel is being heard in Australia. They would have not believed that the voice of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being heard in America, even in White House. They would have not believed that the voice of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being heard all over the world. But by installing that family of IPOP all over the world, and we show ourselves that we are hearing the radio Biafra all over the world, it has checkmated them. So all of them now, they come to notice that Biafran all over the world are listening. And
you know, there is something that we've seen over the years. People try to, you know, run us down, try to ridicule IPOB effort, try to tell us that we live on social media, that we are a social media country and all that. But at the same time, the same people who are castigating us are still the same, using the same strategy of IPOB to send their own message across. Mazi Solomon, I don't know if you get the point. Even those who are criticizing you are still using the same strategy to criticize you, using the social media, trying to set up radio, trying to speak the way Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is speaking. But unfortunately, nobody has been able to speak the way he's speaking because he has been able to build his, you know, communication strategy as well. Because, like I said earlier, you can set up a radio, but you cannot speak like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi, go ahead, please.
Now, in a strategy, people might discuss strategy, people might talk about strategy, recorded strategy in a book, sign a strategy, and even borrow strategy. But apart from borrowing, writing, and doing, there is something important about strategy, and that is what I'm about to say: implementation. implementation. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has implemented the radio Biafra, not from London alone, not from Biafran land alone, but in most strong nations of the world. In most strong nation of the world. And the IPOP families has been established in almost 170 countries in the world. What a great achievement, what a great implementation. This is just a strategy, small strategy to what we have to discuss here.
Mazi, we have a caller. But before the caller comes in, there is one point we must also take into perspective and into consideration, that every sit-at-home order that people responded to all over the world, of those orders came from Radio Biafra. Hello, caller. Welcome to the program.
Yeah,
all hey Biafra.
All hey Biafra. Biafra Bodogu.
From a speaking Biafra land, busy in Italy. So, if we begin to talk about the goodness, the evidence, the educative aspect, we can say it as long as this earth exists. It's marvelous, it's wonderful, it's excellence. I don't know the word to use again. Radio Biafra have bring us together, mostly we, the Biafra, to know where we come from. Do you know, my brother? Do you know what we did not learn in school? What we do not have there in so-called university in the zoo? If you come to Radio Biafra, you will learn it. Radio Biafra make us to know who we are, where we come from, all over the world, even in the United States of America, even the ended part of the world, they listen to Radio Biafra. If you want to hear the truth, you will listen. You come to Radio Biafra. Even the so-called leaders, the governors, the senators in the so-called Nigeria, from the Asura, they listen to Radio Biafra. When our leader comes online, my brother, my friends, the Globals of Freedom all over the world, Asura will stand still until our leader sings the last word. They listen to it, they learn from it. So if we continue to talk of the goodness of Radio Biafra, my brother, it will take us years to talk of. Our leader have done a great job from establishing this Radio Biafra. If not Radio Biafra, we don't know where we come from. We don't know history, who we are. We don't know anything about this console zone. Even the world know more truth about what is the evil going on in the zoo through Radio Biafra, because the media, other radios are not telling anything about us, are not saying the truth. They cover it up. But Radio Biafra have opened the eyes of the world, the whole Africa, the whole black race, where we come from. Radio Biafra is not just for Biafra people, but for all over black world. Wherever you are as a black man, Radio Biafra is for you. Wherever you are as a black woman, Radio Biafra is for you.
Thank you. It's excellent. Thank you, Colin.
It's a marvelous job. Our leader is doing a great job. May God continue to bless him.
Thank you very much.
To keep him. And God continue to keep you. You are doing a great job.
Thank you very much.
Supposed to be the best. This program is supposed to go far. Let them share it so that then we know that we are moving forward.
Thank you very much. God bless you, my brother. Thank you very much. Mazi Solomon, he said that Nakoba Mesomaya Chige Chigabo
Makoba ya Chige Chigabo Anakukwa na aka ebe a anakukwa na aka achọrọ m ka aka na awụ. There is this Mazi, this program, yes. You know that this program is targeted so many ends. Do you understand? So Biafran, you must demonstrate it here. You must demonstrate it. We are educating the world. We are calling their attention into the strategy of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu so that they can begin to help themselves. They can begin to help themselves. One man strategies has worked marvelous. So Mazi Nnamdi Pat, sorry, not Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Nyegi Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Now wow. I'm a nigga. I'm a nigga.
Where you are, what was did they say Ike?
Okay.
Ọkwa nke nwakwuru na ọ bụrụ iji kọpụ kwue monkey mmiri ọ ịnapụtakwa ya bụ ebe
na tia dị iko. Mazi Pat, look at here. People are coming to talk about unity today. Unity.
Let us unite.
Let us unite.
Coastal region.
Now, we want to talk about, when you talk about unity, what do you have to say in what Radio Biafra has done as to regard to unity? In what installing the family of IPOB all over the world have done as to regard to unity? Mazi Pat, what do you have to say? What do you have to say? And our people, comment here. What do you have to say in the job that Radio Biafra have done as to regard to unity and installing the family of IPOP all over the world as to regard to unity, the job that all this strategy has done? Please, somebody should say something. My head is blowing this night. I want this program, tag them this very program.
Before I proceed,
no. We have come in another dimension.
Reduce the volume of your listening device, please, caller. Reduce the volume of your listening device. Okay, yeah, go ahead. Introduce yourself and tell us where you are calling from, please.
Okay, my dear brothers, good morning. My name is Ma Nwoke.
Welcome to the program.
I'm calling from Italy.
Welcome to the program.
Okay, my dear, just like there are most of our brothers that didn't speak Igbo, so in that case, I will force myself to speak English because English language is not my own language. It doesn't matter how you went to the school or how you spent 40 years of the school. So what I want to chip into the strategies and the achievement as they always ask themselves, because they are not asking us, we Biafrans, they are not asking us this question. They are referring that questions to themselves. I was born and brought up in Rivers State. We are in Waja. Okay. When I was in primary school to secondary school to high institution, could you believe me? It's very, 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 very hard. None of us at my age, none of us know anything about Biafra. I was once a member of MASOB during the time of Wazirike. So, in all this, nobody.
When you were in Masab, Elesekwalogi plate number.
Listen to me, my dear brother. I'm coming gradually so that most of them we know. Most of them we know. Nobody, if you enter Facebook, if you enter Google, if you enter any research about Biafra, you will not see anything. When I leave that land, that useless country called Nigeria, come to Western world, it's all these years when Mazin Nandukalo suffers from nowhere. If they don't know the achievement of Mazin Nandukalo from today, I want every of them, whoever that will open his or her mouth to ask this question, should ask himself. Remembrance of our fallen heroes is something indivisible, is something immemorable that no human being, not even Wazirike, during the time of Wazirike, nobody have that thought or that agenda that there are many people that have lost their life for we to live. We are the generation, I'm one of the generation that was born after the war. I was born 10 years later after the war. My family put me into this world to replace the ones that have lost. This man come and remember these souls all over the world today. Mazen Nandekano did not have any strategies. According to what they said, we Biafras don't have any strategies. How many people could be able to raise the Biafra flag all over the world before? How many people could be able, which group have ever raised that flag all over the world before? But today,
in the front of White House,
anywhere in this Western world, only our face masks. When you wear our face masks in the bus, somebody enter that bus, you know that you're a Biafra. They are talking about the strategies. Today, people that told us that Eastern security is a fallacy, they are the same people telling us to tell Mazen Nandekalo to submit the Eastern security. They say that it's a fallacy.
The made in Cameroon Eastern Security Network.
They said it's a picture, Photoshop security. But today they are asking governors to take off the pictures from him. I could remember when he was teaching in Radio Biafra, telling people how to kill Fulani cows, to use sugar, to use this, spray for the farm, so that if the cow eat it, it will die. The other day I heard him saying the only achievement you have is to take gun going around killing the cows in the bush. Since you could not be able to kill it in magic way, we decided to kill it physical way. It's not achievement for him.
Thank you.
After our 40 days fasting, I had to meet here.
Thank you, caller. Thank you for your contribution. Thank you for that contribution. Thank you. Mazi Solomon, you heard him clearly. A lot of things have been said, yes.
Yes,
Mazi.
There is question, there is something that I asked. I said, as to regard to unity, People are coming to preach unity. They want Biafran to unity. They want Biafran to unity. As to regard to unity, can somebody tell me what Radio Biafra has done?
In terms of uniting our people.
In terms of uniting our people. In terms of uniting our people. Let us tell our people here, comment here. I want somebody to comment. What has that achieved?
Listen.
Yep.
Now, before the coming of Radio Biafra and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu coming to talk to Biafrans all over the world, we have never seen anybody, we have never even seen the ex-leader of Masobo, Wazirike, made any attempt to bring our people in the riverine area to join the Biafra struggle. No, we didn't see that. I can't, if there is any, there is no evidence to that effect. Today, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was the one who told us that we even have our people in Benue, that we have our people in part of Kogi. And when he said it, some people were saying that, oh, how can you use aqua, the wrapper, to determine the boundary? The likes of Clifford Iruanya, Tony Nadia, and all that. But today, the same people who are criticizing the unity that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is demonstrating are the same people who are now forming an alliance with the Human Rights Radio, telling our people to reunite. So how do you want to draw the unity when you do not even believe that we have our people in Kogi who wear the same wrapper style? Maz, I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
Yes, I'm getting you.
How can you criticize Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who have shown us where our cultural boundaries? Because it is through your culture you determine who your people are. It is through your culture you determine where you have your boundary. These people have criticized that strategy and that sense of understanding. But today they are the ones also saying that Biafrans from Riverine area, Biafrans from Kogi need to unite. When you have already told those people that even the wrapper they tie and the one we tie is not the same, even when they are the same. Maz, I don't know if you understand. That is not determined, but how do this contradiction is unbelievable. Mazi Solomon. There is something I used to tell people. Any day you come out to criticize Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's strategy or IPOB strategy, you see yourself flawed. You see yourself making big mistakes. And that is why so many people today who have fallen by the wayside criticizing what IPOB and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is doing have become empty overnight. Mazi Solomon, go ahead.
Oh, thank you so much, Mazi Pat. I also wanted to direct again. Today, this is testimony time. We are not actually discussing the achievement of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We are discussing on how his strategies has worked or how his strategy has not worked. So that is what we are discussing today. Because when we come to the achievement, my brother, also men go run here. Men go run. Because now mouth go talk am. Now mouth go talk am. Men go run. Because we where they see beyond. When we talk, men go run. So, but what we are discussing today is strategy, and we are going to discuss so many. I see some people, they are running to the strategy of ESN direct. There is so many things we bring. There's only two I'm discussing today. That two. Tell me what that two have achieved in the unity of our people. Can you comment or call in here and say that strategy of Radio Biafra and installing Biafran family all over the world, IPOP family all over the world, what has it achieved in the unity of our people, in uniting of our people, because we know that we still have common enemy. Those people that pursue us from our place, because so many of you now, you on run. Why you are sitting down on America there, you never return, is because some people is pursuing. You know that some people are chasing after you. Some of us will run because somebody is chasing after us. Now, the same people who are chasing after us, they did not just end in chasing out from Nigeria. They also follow some of us to America. Some of them are sitting in America. They still want to destroy our unity. They still want to destroy our coming together. They are doing every effort to do. But tell me here, in storing the IPOP family all over the world, what has he done to the unity of our people? Has he divided us more, or have he succeeded in uniting us? Is that an advancement to our mission or backwardness to our mission? I want you to comment here, because for me today, I'm telling you real, and I will repeat it again. When they come and say Biafran all over the world, this is what Instauring Biafran family all over the world has achieved. And because they have seen it, they now believe that all over the world, Biafrans are listening. All over the world, Biafrans are listening. So it's not like for that, because if not for that, if not for storing the family of IPOP all over the world, they would have been telling you today that nobody is listening anywhere, that there is nobody anywhere listening to Radio Biafra, and telling you this is the propaganda that they would have been today talking. Is it that thing that yeah, because they have already started that by saying that the people who are following him are the multiple Facebook that he have. People, when 150 people will be in live, 50 something people, 90 people, 80 people will be live listening to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the Facebook. They will tell you, hey, it is his multiple Facebook he opened that he's using all of them to follow himself. They would have not believed that Biafrans are listening all over the world if not for the families. Now, the families have succeeded in uniting us for the achievement of this mission of restoring Biafra all over the world. If you have not joined, that means you are just busy wasting time. But people are joining. People are joining. Biafran all over the world are joining. Families who started with 2 has grown to 50, 100. That one family has been divided into multiple family. Now, or is this not a working of a refined strategy? Is it not a working of a refined strategy? If the strategy is not working, how can the family started one and now they have grown and they have multiplied into so many numbers, into so many families in America, into so many families in Australia, into so many families in the city where you are? Is this not a strategy that is working? If this is a working strategy, let's clap. Let's clap, please. Now, Wunaka, you can say your own. I want to see comments. Somebody is saying, oh, okay. Yes, somebody is saying it has really brought us together. Power. That is what the person said. He said, we are all over the world. Power. Hey, that is what that strategy has achieved. Bringing Biafrans together, enforcing unities among Biafrans. So that strategy of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has united us. So the unity they are preaching today.
Mazi, one thing you must also understand is that the unity of Biafrans as a people is a threat to the existence of the zoo called Nigeria. We must recognize that the more we get united, because over the years there have been this attempt, every possibility is being put in place, everything is being done to make sure that we don't speak in one voice, we are divided, we don't, because the day we start speaking in one voice, we'll be able to get our freedom. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu strategy have been able to do that greatly. Mazi Solomon, we also have to look at when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was on the ground. Mazin Namdi, we saw many people who came even from the riverine area. Your friend, your former friend, what is it called? The
Rusty
blue,
Blue Jack.
the blue jack
Blue
came
Jack.
all the way from the riverine, bowed down to him on his feet. You know, as a result of the establishment of he got the good news through Radio Biafra. And many people came from the riverine. In fact, there was this young man that was speaking to him, telling him that the Ata of Calabar or something, sent in a lot of kings and royal highnesses were trooping into Afaruku Ibeku to even identify themselves with him. Maz, is there any other better strategy in unity than that?
Mazi, yeah, like as you just said. Now, do you know that if you look into the war that Nigeria declared against Biafran, if you look into why did they fight that war, is one of their reason is to ensure that we are separated from our brothers who are in riverine areas. One of the reasons for that war is to ensure that we are separated, that the Igbos in the hinterland are separated from the Igbos in the riverine areas. They are separated from Ijo, Anam, and all these our brothers. The war they fought is they fought the war to make sure that we are divided. We are divided as a people, so we don't have that opportunity, because in the initial stage, all of us supposed to come under the umbrella of Igbo as for political purpose, but that agenda failed. Then another agenda to unite everybody on that very place for economic freedom and for political freedom is the declaration of Biafra. But they fought to make sure that we are divided. They fought to make sure that we are not united. To be honest with you, go on, confess it. If you doubt me, I will bring the evidence. They fought to get us divided. But Nnamdi Kanu, Onyendu, now put the strategy of Radio Biafra. This is the worst thing that happened to Nigeria. I am telling you, the worst thing that happened to Nigeria at large is Radio Biafra. The nightmare of Nigeria is Radio Biafra. Through Radio Biafra, so many informations has been transferred into people's life, that has been transferred into people's life, and that becomes a difficult situation to Nigeria, and that becomes unrevisable to Nigeria. How do you, like they are calling COVID-19 a virus? When the virus gets into your system, how do you take out the virus? How do you take out the virus? And that is what Radio Biafra has done. Radio Biafra has transferred some information into people that Nigeria, with any amount of resources, will not be able to take it out of them. So these are just the worst difficult situation that Nigeria are facing. The worst difficult situation. What has been transmitted into people as a virus, how do you delete it? How do you delete it? This is a worse situation, and this is only for one strategy is what I'm discussing, because I will explore as this program goes on. One strategy is Radio Biafra, and the installing the families of IPOP all over the world has united our people. Has makes a German and the Igbo man to see face to face again after a long time. That make Yoruba man and the Anam man and the Igbo man to see face to face again after a long time of saying bye bye. Biafran, I want us to commit. I want anybody who will get across this video after we have finished it this night. When you get across it, you will see the comments of Biafrans. You will see we are not lying. Mazi said, do you understand? The politics of the world is the politics of number. In our referendum, how we are going to succeed in our referendum is still the game of number. It's still the game of number. As the world are watching us here and seeing the number of your comments and seeing the things you are saying, we are conducting our referendum. We are conducting our referendum. For people who says that Nnamdi Kanu does not have the power he portray, by your comment, the word we know, we place them on notice that he is the one who has all the power. He is the one. By this, they also say he is not the leaders of Igbos. By your comment, the word we know that he is the leader of Biafra. They said he is not. But by your comment, we know that this man, his strategy is working for his people. So that's why I want you to comment. Comment here. Say something. Don't keep silent. Don't just be even if you disagree, write down your disagreement so that disagreed with us so that we can be able to break Akwoli for you. It's very, very important. Make your comment. It's not say something you experience about this very strategy. Say it about the strategy of Radio Biafra and installing the family of Biafrans, the family of IPOP all over the world. Say something about it. Say something about it. One more, Mazipat, I want to call your attention now into something. Now, the another strategy again, because we had Mazi preach and said that what we have is not democracy now, that what we have now is the war cabinet. I think that's what he said. And he said that to bring Biafran, all Biafran, under one command.
One central
command. One central command. One central command to bring all Biafra under one central command. And today, as we speak, majority of Biafrans are under this one central command. All IPOP family are under this one central command.
Which we lacked after the Civil War.
Now, coming this under one central command, what strategy achieve it? What strategy achieve it? It is Radio Biafra and the installation of IPOP family all over the world. Somebody said the strategy is not working. But Obasanjo said that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu use phone call
to establish a security network.
To establish a security network, just because we are under one command. We are under one command. How was it achieved? The strategy of Radio Biafra and the installation of the families of IPOP all over the world. And today, the people that says that the strategy of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not working, I have also seen them installed Radio Biafra in Radio Human Rights in Canada. They are now following the strategy. Borrowing the same strategy. At the same time,
how can you borrow failure? Have you ever seen anybody borrow failure before?
That is exactly why this program is on, for every one of them who wanted to challenge the success and the breakthrough that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has.
They are even telling us that even the Human Rights Radio is going to be all over the whole place in Biafra land. The same strategy. Go ahead.
The same strategy that they said his strategy we are not working. The strategy, because ajunli ndị na-aga ha junli ha na-ala ọkụ anya a na-eri ọ na-agwọ onye ọya, inye onye ọya ọta buja ndị na-ajụ nli na-ala ọkụ anya. Please, Biafran, keep commenting. Now, the Biafran were able, millions of Biafran were able to come under one command, under one command, under one command, under one command all over the world. Who has achieved it? Who has achieved it before? Even the governor of your state have never. The governor of Anambra State is not relevant in Abia State. All these politicians that put them together. We are not even talking of. We are not even talking of your locality. We are talking of international, bringing all Biafran under one command internationally, not local.
Mazi Nnamdi Kanu seem to now be the prime minister of the eastern region, the entire eastern region, because he has become the unifying force for the entire eastern region, where you have the governors governing their little states in their beats, So Mazi, go ahead, please.
Who has ever commanded men in Japan? Who has ever commanded men in Japan to go and ngolo Buhari naka? And they come out looking for Buhari.
Even in the UK as well. Even in the UK.
Even in the UK, under one command, people move. Go in Japan, make sure that where Buhari was sleeping, that and the men move. Men move. Who has ever? We are bringing to the notice of the world whatever we are saying here. The Nnamdi Kanu Onyendu, the leader of indigenous people of Biafra, we are commenting here how his strategy has advanced our cause of restoration of Biafra. His strategy has been working fantastically. He has been working fantastically, on my own opinion.
One thing again is that even me knowing you is a result of strategy of Mazi, which is the biggest thing that has happened to the both of us. The two of us knowing each other and coming to even anchor program on this Biafra television is a result. Is there anything bigger than that, Mazi? Go ahead.
That is exactly what we are discussing here.
Mazi, we also see Biafrans who never knew each other married to each other. Biafran men and women getting married, identifying, some of them got married through, listening to Radio Biafra together, sharing their post on Facebook. Mazi, I mean, go ahead.
Radio Biafra has brought so many things, so many good things to us. I wonder why people, it's like they are lost in their memory of what Radio Biafra has brought to their personal life. It's like they are missing it. It's like they are missing it. I am not comedians. If you see me laugh, I am laughing for good, because this battle, I must ensure you that we are winning it, and we will win it, and nothing will stop us. Winner is our name. Winner is our name. Winner is your name as a Biafran. Winner is your name. It doesn't matter the obstacle. The day we do our praise and worship, I told you Isaiah chapter 45. The Lord said, I will subdue nations under you, and I will cause the kings to lose their loins. I, the Lord, will go before you. I will make the crooked way straight. I will break mountains and valleys and make them plain before you. I'll break the gate of brass and cut the bast of irons asunder. Who born that obstacle? Who born the person that says that Biafra will not be restored? Who born them? Who born them? Who is talking to them? Who is their father? Those who say that Biafra will not be restored, that they will make sure that they will make the life of ESN to be hell, that say that they will make the life of ESN to be hell. Who born their father? We have seen the strategy of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu work. I said Radio Biafra, installing of the family of IPOP all over the world. If this strategy has not worked, please comment here. If this strategy has not worked, please comment. Please comment. Or do you think that Nigeria did not fight to stop the strategy of Radio Biafra? Or do you think that they did not? Nnamdi Kanu is a striker. Man, he is a striker. He's a striker. Okosha is one of the good dribbler that we have seen, but in the like of Okosha, we have never seen a dribbler like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Onye ka ọ na-akpabeghị. Onye ka ọ na-akpabeghị. Even ndị na-etro radio today, mgbe ha chọrọ ịkpa Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu taa. Oh my God!
That is why they keep calling him a criminal. Because it takes a high level of strategy and intelligence to be able to get to where you are today. And Nigeria knows that it's not for Dundee. What he do is that is why I said that you can actually set up a radio station, you can open a TV station, you can open all the human rights radio in this world, but at the end of the day, the strategy of communication, do you have it? Because I've seen people come to their radio station and all that, and they cannot even properly introduce themselves. They don't. Mazi, go ahead.
Mazi, I said Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a dribbler. You know the way we used to watch Okosha? the like of Okosha can never be mentioned with the person of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. His strategy of Radio Biafra is working. Everybody is emulating him today. Everybody, they don't have their own strategy. They cannot even install their own strategy. They are still following the same strategy of the man they said his strategy is not working. Man, I need the lady now worker here. Now comment, people. The strategy is working. He uses Radio Biafra. Somebody said that Radio Biafra sent Aisha today to Dubai to live permanent. Aisha is living in Dubai today. The strategy is working. And it's still working.
It was through Radio Biafra that we get to know that Buhari was dead. It was through Radio Biafra. If not for Radio Biafra, how would we have known that Buhari was dead? And there is this clip of Buhari I would like us to play, the original Buhari when he was alive. And I would like us to play that clip. I will look for that clip and I'll bring it forward so that our people can compare the original Buhari and the one you have now. Because the original Buhari was a bit older, but more energetic. He was bold in speaking. He spoke boldly, even though he was already, getting weak and, But this other Buhari is younger, more fresher, but more ineffective, very shy to speak to the people. When the old Buhari was very bold, even in his old age, he spoke to the people. He came out and was, campaigning. But this younger Buhari now do not have the kind of vibe the old Buhari have. Mazi, go ahead and I'll be bringing it forward later.
Thank you so much, Mazi Pat. Thank you so much. My people, your contribution to Radio Biafra is not in vain. It's not in vain at all. It's not in vain. Anybody who is coming to say you have given money, what we are talking today will be an encouragement to you that whatever kobo, whatever afro you have contributed to Radio Biafra is the reason why the strategy is working perfectly. So you are the one who is engineering that very strategy. When Nnamdi Kanu gave you are a good keeper. You are a good keeper. Jidekiji. Oh, ihe ndị Igbo na-agwa onye na-eme nke na-aga aga. Jidekiji. Never retired in your comment. I want them to see when this program finish. I want to see 10,000 to 20,000 comments talking about the strategy of Radio Biafra, the strategy of installing IPOP family all over the world, that when they look at this program, they will, when they fatini see a comment, if they put their head in the comment, in the comment, they will faint, they will breathe last. That is what we are doing here today. Say your own experience with Radio Biafra. You are putting the whole world on notice. You want them to see that any other person speaking is gossiping. You want them to see that every other person that is talking is gossiper. So when we say that they are gossiper, prove it by the comment that you will raise here today. I want to see 15,000 comments. The strategy of Radio Biafra. And you now tell me somebody who has done one thing first and we see it work. Now, when he's doing another thing, then you will come and tell me that I'm not going to trust him. That I'm not going to trust him. We are coming to that. Now, let's move ahead. I want to discuss, and this is the last one we might talk, or maybe we might talk another one before we finish this program tonight. And we'll be coming your way with strategies. We'll be coming your way with different strategies. Now, I want us now to consider the strategy of bringing people on the street to demonstrate for Biafra. Has it been an advancement to our mission or setback? People coming to street to agitate. This agitate. We also see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Nobody is excluded. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was there. We even see him facing the police that carry gun. Now, that strategy of coming to the street, coming to demonstrate and request for referendum, is that strategy a wrong one? Has it done us bad or good? Has it advanced our mission or not? I want somebody to comment. If you have ever come out anywhere in the world, demonstrated, because they say the strategy is not working. Now, if you have ever come and demonstrated on the street for Biafra, to bring awareness of Biafra to people, to the community where you live, where you are, if you have ever come to the street to demonstrate, please help me now to make a comment. Is that a good strategy or a bad strategy? Has that strategy worked or not? Please, I want to see in the comment. I want to see in the comment all the protests we have done in Australia, down to America, London, anywhere we have done demonstration. The strategy of that demonstration, is it a good one? Has it done us good? Has it advanced the cause of our mission or not? Is it a setback? Or is it something that advance our mission? So let people comment, because I don't want it to come only from my mouth. I am going to listen to the comments of the people. Can you read those comments? Can you read those comments? Because the world needs to hear what our people are saying.
Yes, we see Chika Akuwara said strategy of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is still yet to come. This is just start from him. The ESL was a very big shock thing to Nigeria and the governors in Biafra because none of them were brave enough, and the governor has no idea of this security issue in Biafra. The man is too much. Nigeria is in trouble and has put confusion. Come to all the politicians in Nigeria. And Best said Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the best. I have to choose the comment based on how interesting they are. Naomi Medical said that process of street protest and agitation have done us good. And I can tell you that I have participated in series of protests. I have participated even in Rome, Padova, Modena, in so many places. And everywhere we go, the kind of energy we exhibit is exceptional. The kind of energy the Biafrans exhibit is exceptional. And even our host communities have confirmed that, even the release of our leader from Kuje prison was as a result of continuous pressure through protest, peaceful protest. Many of our people have been killed in the process. We've seen pressure coming from the diaspora all over the world. Why? Because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was able to unite the people. If not for the unity that he built upon, that strategy of uniting our people, educating our people, creating an avenue for continuous update through Radio Biafra. Because why was Nigerian government fighting to shut down Radio Biafra? Because they knew it was a point of unity. That Radio Biafra was a point of coming together. That Radio Biafra was a point of everybody listening to this message that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu had to give. Nobody anticipated it. I never knew that one day we would all be together to listen to Radio Biafra or hear from one particular source, where every Biafran can tune in and take the message, take orders, take instruction, receive knowledge and all that. Mazi, it is quite amazing. What Radio Biafra have done is enormous to our lives.
Mazi, we are talking about the agitation.
I'm talking about...
Mazi, yes. Pay attention.
Yes.
Please.
Go ahead.
Very important. Because I'm following their point. Now they said, most of them castigating that by bringing out our people on the street to agitate, that it is a wrong strategy, because that has resulted into the casualty of the death of some of our people. Now we are discussing about that agitation, coming to the street to demonstrate, to protest. Now, is that strategy, has he advanced our mission, or have he set our mission back? That's very particular agitation.
Solomon, that is what I was trying to say. That it took process for people to have that level of confidence to come out and march on the street. And that process is through the continuous education and enlightenment we got from Radio Biafra, which is a wonderful strategy that has brought us where we are today. Now, talking about the strategy of coming to the street, putting the foot on the ground and the demonstration. How would people have taken you serious if you are in your houses without coming out to the street to demonstrate your grievances? Mazi, how would people have known that you exist if they do not see your face on the street? Don't forget that even the APC of today used the demonstration as also as a strategy to pull down the PDP, Jonathan's government. Protest was also a strategy for them. And IPOB have been able to demonstrate through protest, even in Biafra, even when we were protesting and we were being shot at. Many were being killed, trying to intimidate IPOB, trying to intimidate, to take away that strength and energy and boldness through, eliminating some of our people. But because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu had been able to install in us the understanding that we need to have about the mission. Because Mazi, there is something people need to understand, that it takes leadership. It takes leadership for you to reinforce your sense of belief in what you are pursuing. It takes leadership. Yes. Now, despite all the killings while we are on the street, because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have done the job of letting our people understand the importance of this mission. Even when people were raising Biafra flag and they were being shot, they died on the street believing in that mission, which have also given the world, have also, given the world, brought world attention. We've seen Amnesty International.
Mazi.
Yes.
Mazi. Yes. For the first time, for some of these people who are saying that Mazin and the Kano strategies are not working. For the first time, for them to be invited in a stream, what do you call it? Stream media. For the first time, for them to face interview in a stream media is the agitation of our people on the street that make it happen. For the first time, for these people who said his strategies are not working, for them before to appear in a notable media and the face camera,
even in Al Jazeera,
even in Al Jazeera, for them to appear for the first time, it is the agitation of our people that make it happen. For every headline newspaper in Nigeria and the media, for in every headline, for you to see Biafran is as the result of the agitation. Is the result of the strategy of the street
protest. Yes,
that is what makes it happen. And yet somebody said his strategy is not working. Our people, I want you to comment. For the first time, for them to be invited in Al Jazeera, even to go, even the day that thing happened, I was covering my eyes self because it was below expectation. The whole thing was below expectation. Actually, but for the first time, for it to happen, to be invited today, they say Al Jazeera is not talking. For the first time, for it to happen, for them to appear in Al Jazeera, what makes it so happen?
Even appear on Ben Television in London.
Yeah. Now, what make it happen? It is the street protests.
They are criticizing today.
The one they are criticizing today. The one they are saying the strategy is not working. It cost our people to die in Emene. It cost our people to die in Bo. In Enugu. It cost our people. It is this thing that make them first time to appear in the mainstream media, where they are mainstream media, to appear in mainstream media for the first time. For the first time, and yet they said the street protest is not working. Please, my people, if this strategy of street protest has worked, if you know what this thing have achieved, please can you put it down in the comment, because they need to be reminded.
Mazi, one other thing you also need to know is that these people that are now criticizing this protest have also been in a position giving order to our people on the ground to go to the street. So how can you now turn around overnight and say that the strategy is not working? But at some point, you were giving order to our people to go to the street to protest. I've seen our ex-deputy leader give order to Biafrans in Delta, in Edo, in all these places to march down to Afaruku Ibeku to go and through street protests to go and support our leader. I remember one of the broadcasts when our ex-deputy leader was giving order, every Biafran must move now to Afaruku Ibeku. You must all go there now. So if you knew that this was not a good strategy, why did you abide by it? Mazi, go ahead.
That is exactly what we discussed. Because now, if the strategy has not worked, how could they appear in that medias where they went for interview? If the street protest was not working, if the strategy of the street protest is not working, how could they have achieved it? How could they have achieved appearing in Al Jazeera? How could they have achieved appearing in other media stations where they appeared? How could they achieve it? And yet they come and said the protest was not working. Now, most time when you go along ways, like most of the pictures that are being shown where Biafrans gathered, in most of the videos that they showed where Biafrans gathered, where Biafrans are moving. If not for the street protests, will the world know today that we in Biafran land, we need Biafra? Will they have known that we need Biafra? Now that they are going about telling the story that is just 1% of Igbo people that wanting the Biafra, 1% of people living in Biafra that want Biafra. If not for those strategy of those street protests that happened those days, will the world know that more than 1% of Biafrans need Biafrans? Will the world know? No way. And yet they come to say the strategy was not working. The strategy was not working. Now another strategy that I want to discuss, and I will explain one or two things. We want to talk about the strategy of boycott of election, which is regarded as civil disobedience. Now, they said that very strategy did not work because this politics that is being played today started from the boycott of election, and I will give you some little details before we go into it. Now, in the time of boycott of election, there is a high number of people who sought to divide IPOP internally, to divide them from inside as to regard to boycott of election. Some said, according to the narrative that they are selling, that election is good. Mainly this time we can come together to vote out Buhari. This Buhari, they come to say they want to vote out Buhari because you know why? Atiku promised them restructuring. And the Mazen and the Kano has already told them that this restructuring, they are not giving you. There is no way that Fulani will decide to restructure this Nigeria. There's no way they can restructure Nigeria. And they said Atiku has promised them restructuring. Everybody is Atiku Obi. They sought to use that narrative to divide IPOP families, to divide Umuchineke. They sought for it. Advice we are calling, call is calling. For the matter of fact, in that period was the period when Asari Dokubo started having issue with the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Why? He wants the IPOP. He wants Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to lift that election boycott, because of the people they thought they can vote into power and people they thought they can vote out. So with intention, most of them, because when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu come out from prison and when IPOP was marching, so many people are joining IPOP with the intention that finally they can use now IPOP to advance their political career. That is just pure truth. So many of them, they just saw IPOP as an opportunity to advance their political career or to get into politics of Nigeria. Now, with this intention, they sought to destroy IPOP internally with the election boycott. With that election boycott, we are campaigning. Because of that, Mahazi Onyendu. With that strategy, now let's discuss the strategy of election boycott. Now, in election boycott, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu introduced election boycott strategy based that Nigerian politics. He has studied Nigerian politics, that it always happened the same way. That rigging of election is the order of the day. That there's no election in Nigeria that is not being rigged. And every election of Nigeria is more or less based on selection than election. So, and we have watched these things happen oftentimes. So therefore, he now brings the strategy of election boycott to put pressure on the demand for referendum. that if there is any political, any election practice or procedure that we have to follow, that it has to be the referendum for us to decide if we have to continue or not. And the later we see some group of people that they never talk good things about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They also come and said that voting after the election by court to have lifted, they are coming to campaign and said that the constitution, voting under the constitution of the present constitution of Nigeria is fraudulent. Yet they don't want to see eyes to even talk good or even see even good morning that is free. They don't even want to talk even good morning to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the strategies. Now Mazi Nnamdi Kanu come with that strategy, that with this strategy we can stand and demand for referendum instead of Nigerian election, that we keep the people in the bondage in the next 4-5 years. In the next 4-5 years, in the next 8 years, they will be in that very seat. And this is what people has experienced since 2015 to 2021. That election they went and vote has kept them in this frustration for almost 8 years now. And the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu foresee it and put the strategy of boycott the election and they put your demand, press for the demand for referendum, because that is the only thing that can give you freedom. Because our mission is to restore Biafra. Our mission is not to be a politician in Nigeria. Our mission is not to put us in a political position in Nigeria. Our mission is to restore Biafra. So we need to demand for referendum, so that through the referendum, people will vote whether to be in Nigeria or not. People will vote, and we are sure that we will get the vote that will give us Biafra. So we are channeling our energy into what can give us Biafra, not what will keep us in the bondage of Nigeria in the next 8 years. People criticize it, they fight it, they said no, if you didn't vote, they will put people that they like. If you didn't vote, yet still the governor will emerge. They go to vote. Now with this pressure, they are creating the pressure from everywhere. People who knows Mazi Nnamdi Kanu call, we are going here and there, consulting. Asri Dokubo started that we need to go and vote out Buhari. We need to go and vote out Buhari. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told them, you can't vote out Buhari. We stand on election by court. They insisted. Then that is where the fight break. That is where Nnamdi Kanu become a scammer. That is where Nnamdi Kanu become a criminal. That is where Nnamdi Kanu becomes stupid. That is where Nnamdi Kanu has become rubbish. And finally, when they sought to divide the family, this Drembula, who is our leader, Nwoke Kalaka, you cannot dribble him. You cannot dribble Biafra under the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. When that pressure, they seek to use that pressure to do what they did today, that make them to float Radio Biafra. Radio Human Rights, because that was when it could have happened. They are busy walking underground. And the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu saw it. He took them by surprise. And he came to announce that the election by court is lifted. But he dribbled them and dribbled Nigeria. That night, the Nigeria has to force themselves to change the date of election, to postpone the election. He said, it is done. We have lifted it. You can go and vote to whosoever you wanted to vote. Now, he stopped the people who wanted to divide the family, because so many, like as we are seeing today, so many principal officers has already been bought. Politicians are ready to spread the money the way people who are not supposed to get money are getting money. Money are busy, pure. And the Mazi saw it. Okay. Now, Ejigolo election by court, we bidolu some people business. He lifted. Piam! Nigeria were dribble. Most of them who also think that they are going to use that thing to sink IPOP, they were also dribbled. Hasp and strategy had that work. That's why I'm narrating to you, because I'm going to put something for, because you need to comment. You need to comment. Then he lifted up the election by court. In that election by court, now, did they vote out Buhari? No. They even wanted to show example in Imo State by voting Emeka Ihedioha in. Okay, after your election, after counting your election, after thinking you have succeeded in Imo State, what did they do? They reversed the judgment. They reversed the judgment. Shows you that the best strategies is the strategy of Mazen Nandekano, who said by court election. By court election. Now, what I wanted Biafran to comment here, please say the truth. Comment. Okay, I want to read somebody's comment here. Say Mazi Solomon started when our leader Mazi Nandekano appeared in Israel. Okay, it has nothing to do with what I'm saying. That's all right. Your comment is right. But what I am saying here is exactly what happened in the lifting of election by court. What is between Ashari Dokubo and the Mazi Nandekano is just the pure truth that what I'm telling you now. You can also add of his appearance to Israel because he has been sponsored in his Niger Delta struggle, on the struggle of Ijob people. He has been struggled by some of the Arab nations. So some of these Arab nations, they have special hatred for Israel, for Israelite. So Nnamdi Kanu trying to build alliance with the Israel that time also makes him to feel biased, But the detail of where the quarrel happened is just what I have just commented to you now. Now, I want you to comment here. Do you see that strategy of election by court as something that advances our mission or something that set back our mission? I've given you example. Their purpose is to vote out Buhari. They never succeeded in voting out Buhari. They still participate in the election, but they did not vote out Buhari. And their very intention again is to make sure that the person of their choice become governor, become representative in one or the other. Then I give you the example of Hope Uzodimma. Hope Uzodimma in Imo State, and the Emeki Ihedioha. Because their intention is to make sure that they make their own choice of somebody who can represent them. That is what they are busy beating around that period. We need to vote people who will support us, How can you accept somebody who will be swayed with a fraudulent constitution, protect you? How can that person defend you? Somebody that is sworn in to uphold a fraudulent constitution that is against you in the first place. How could that person protect you? So now I want Biafran to comment here. My brothers, my sisters who are listening here, Biafran all over the world. That strategy, because we are going to discuss a bit about, I want you to disagree with us.
Mazi, there is one other thing again when you talked about the election boycott and how Buhari came back to power. Don't forget that when Buhari won the election, the same people again came back to say that it was because Nnamdi Kanu ordered election boycott, that was why Atiku lost. That if he didn't give the election boycott, even though he lifted it late, that his lifting it late was, affected the victory of Atiku. And some people were saying that he even ordered people to destroy their voting card. So a lot of people did not participate in that vote. Now, Mazi, this is a man they say that he is nobody, because I've seen them say the last time they were interviewing was we can say this man you say is nobody. So if he is nobody, how can he make Atiku lose the election? Mazi Solomon.
That is just the point. And some of them have also said that it's just a little number of Igbos, 1% of the Igbos. How could also 1% of Igbos make Atiku and Obi to lose election? That is a good question from Mazi Part. Now, if that's like somebody, Mazi Part, somebody was saying here that what is the strategy of IPOP? I asked. Hey, Shineke. Is he joining now?
I said, what is his strategy? Maybe he's just joining, you know, as in a so, but you just go ahead. It's not every comment.
Now we are discussing. Please, Biafran, this is the time. We need to let the world know. I want you to shout here. That strategy of election boycott. That is where we are. Is that strategy good or bad? Is that a bad strategy? Has that strategy work or not? Is that strategy, did he advance the cost of our mission or not? Or not? Because we need to educate them, and we need to keep reminding them. We must keep reminding them. Does that strategy is a good one? Because what we needed is referendum. What we needed is referendum, not another 4 years bondage in Nigeria. Not another 4 years bondage, or 8 years, another 8 years bondage in Nigeria. Being governed with a fraudulent constitution. What we need is a referendum for Biafra to determine if we are to go with Nigeria or to go with Biafra. Yes. So I want you to comment here. Is that strategy a good strategy? Did it work for us? Did he set us back? Or did he push us back? Did he push us front? Is that a successful strategy? Is that a good strategy? I want to hear your comment, please. Call in here to discuss about this strategy, because some people are going to discuss it if you fail to discuss it here. The election boycott call of elevated our struggle for Biafra, because after the general election, IPOP and our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu were vindicated. True. Please drop your comment. Drop your comment. The strategy worked very well. We don't need their election again. Very good. People are commenting. Even the boycott, you later cancel it. You are all okay. Yes, we did the boycott. This is a strategy. But at the end, towards the end, they wanted to use that instrument of that strategy against us. And the Mazi was a smart man. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was a smart man to lift that election boycott. Yes. He was very smart, and we are going to discuss the two. Lifting and the banning and calling for the election boycott is still a strategy. Lifting the election boycott is a strategy, and also boycotting the election is also a strategy. I have explained something to you here. By lifting the election boycott, there is a strategy to save IPOP family all over the world against the people who wanted to use that instrument to bring us down. So quickly, Mazi changed the strategy for them. He changed the strategy to keep us one, to keep us united, to keep us marching forward. So both the election boycott and the lifting of election is for our advantage. Is a strategy used to advance our mission. So, but what I want you here to look into it, I want you to make your argument. That boycott of election, did you see it as a good strategy or as a bad strategy? Or as a bad strategy? I have explained to you how Ihedioha, who win the election, people make their choice of leadership in Imo State, and yet they still at the end reverse that judgment, because Imo State is the only place where you can say that the election was declared according to what people voted, but they still go back and reverse that decision. They reverse it, showing that the strategy of election boycott could have been best for the people of Imo State. Because today, with all the energy, with all the effort they put in place, yet the election did not count. They did not have the desirable leadership that they wanted at this very moment. They didn't want it. Rather, reverse is the situation. Reverse is the situation. That simply put in place that the strategy for election boycott was the best, was good enough, in my own argument. But I want to hear your own argument, your own side. Has it worked? Somebody said he vindicated the leadership of IPOP. That what we are saying, that the strategy of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is the best. That if people should choose any strategy today, if anybody should be recommended for a good strategy, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu should be number one. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu should be number one, because what happened after that election vindicated Mazen Nnamdi Kanu that his strategy could have been the best. That strategy of election boycott could have been the best. But the election lifting was the strategy invented to save IPOP families. To save IPOP family, to keep us united, to keep us focused. To keep us focused was why the election was lifted. Because Atiku has already promised them. Remember at that time, the group of people who said that they are Hanez Ndibo, they are campaigning for restructuring. They are campaigning for restructuring. They are selling that narrative that will be better, that the Igbos and the rest of the Biafra will be better in the restructured Nigeria. And again, the restructured Nigeria should bring us more closer to Biafra. And they are selling that narrative. And so many people seems to buy into it. Even amongst the IPOP. So many people, because when you looked at it, their vocabulary is very sweet. Their vocabulary is always sweet most time. After they have speak their vocabulary, you will think that the reality will come through their vocabulary. But too, in Nigeria, most times when they are speaking, you will be looking for your dictionary. You will be looking for your dictionary to be able to dissect some of the things they are saying with their vocabulary. But after the vocabulary, so they have used their vocabulary actually to get some attention of some people. Because what is seen today is what would have happened then, where you will see some group of principal officers in IPOP, everybody would have, because what they wanted to use that means at that time to do is that today, you see them, even after the election boycott, they are still blaming Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, that is because of him saying no election. That's why Atiku win. That's why Atiku lose. That's why Atiku lose. So if at that time we have sustained that election boycott, by now the blame would have remained on Mazen Nnamdi Kanu that IPOP boycotted the election and they lost. So now, if you ask them, where is the restructure? They will say it is IPOP. But today they don't have who to blame because the election was also, election boycott was lifted. Now, if you ask them, where is the restructure? Hanasaka. Where is the restructure? Hanasaka. Because what was intended that by now every cause of losing restructuring or not having restructuring will be blamed on IPOP leadership. Hey, it is IPOP leadership who said people boycott the election. So they would have seen who to blame. But today they are not seeing anyone to blame. If you ask them, where is the restructure? Hanasaka. So thank you, my people. Yeah, thank you, my people. I will stop here so far, and we will come back in this very program to discuss all the strategies that has been put in place by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the greatness that those strategies have achieved. So that when people will begin to deny of the numerous sacrifices that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has made, you will refer them to this program. This is the reason for this program. You will refer them, say, go and listen to Biafrans in this very program. Go and view this program and hear Biafran talks. If they try to deceive anybody, refer that person to this very program. Say, go and listen to this very program. Go and listen to the comment that Biafrans were making on this very program on how the strategy of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has worked perfectly for them, both in their personal life, in their communities, and also in agitation for restoration for Biafra. And how the strategy of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has put the mission of the restoration of Biafra into a high places, in a high front. So you must refer them every time to this very program we do it, and we continue to do a like program like this because there are so many strategies to discuss. ESN as strategy. It's not today that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have this intention of setting up a security outfit that will benefit Biafrans. He knows what that strategy is going to achieve for us. He knows it. And we are going to discuss that very strategies in the upcoming days, because some of them has gone behind and now begin to say that by setting a security outfit, it simply means that we are going into armed struggle. But that is lie. We will tell you what that strategies is all about when we come back to this very program. My name remains Solomon Peter, your brother. Until Mazipat choose to bring me back again into this very program, I will always come your ways to discuss. But very soon we are coming back to this very, because we continue in this very program at this very time. Biafrans must say something. You must comment something. You must prepare. Go and make research. What the achievement that we have gotten through the strategy of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Make research. So you come to this very program and you will upload it and you will use it to educate the educated fools. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mazi Solomon. When we come back, we'll be talking about the issue of security and how Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the past tried to set up a security network that was sabotaged by these same Eastern governors that form part of their reason to carry out Operation Python Dance. And we'll continue to talk about things that we have achieved through the strategy of the leader of IPOB and the IPOB leadership, how we've gotten to where we are today. It took a lot of inspiration for us to have been able to put all these strategies in place, and what is to come in the future as well. I want to say thank you very much for your patience. Thanks for all the comments. Thanks for those who called in. My name is IKEM Patrick DK, and with us was Mazi Solomon Peter, our usual analyst and guest at all time. I want to say thank you. We'll be coming back in the next few hours to continue from where we stopped. Until we meet again, I want to say remain blessed and happy weekend, and we'll be seeing you shortly. Thanks and God bless you.
Asim gi gaba n'iru, no nwere ife fa ga-eme ọchọ nke a na-enwe ilo ma chacha ọchọ nke a na-enwe ilo okwu nna m gwara omugbuo ọ sị na ọchọ nke a na-enwe ilo ịma na nwata chọba nke ya akpọbụ ya ajọ mmadụ mana nke nwa ka nwa na-achọ Chukwu okike kwe n'azụ Chukwu okike so ga-eje na onwere ife ndị ya ga-eme ebe fa na-egbutere gị na operation fighter dancing na onwere ife ọzọ fa ga-eme maka na ọchọ nke a na-enwe ilo ụmụ Igbo ka ịchọ n'oge anyị ọ sị na ya marọ emesi aka na ị ga-amarịli emesi aka na ị ga-aghọta ndị ọcha achasị bute ọcha ha achasị bute nke ji ụlọ na Igbo erika ndị ji ni maka ifi ego welepụsi ụmụnne ba unu godu ma na agwa ụmụ Igbo ka ịchọ n'ụka anyị ka ịchọ n'oke anyị ụmụ Igbo ka ịchọ n'oke anyị ka ịchọba n'oke anyị ụmụ Igbo ka ịchọba n'oke anyị onye jizi na nwanne ya je politiks ka ịchọ n'oke anyị onye jizi na nwanne ya jalụ mgbele ka ịchọ n'oke anyị na-alụgo ka ịchọ n'oke anyị ka ịchọ n'oke anyị nke m bụ nke m nke anyị bụ nke anyị nke m ka anyị bụ nke